Hello everyone! Welcome back to Both Sides Now. I was so excited to visit Derby, thinking about the famous Kentucky Derby, Singapore Derby, Hong Kong Derby, and of course, the original.
Sir Dragonet and Mad Moon racing up towards the line on the near side. Japan with Broom. Anthony Van Dyke has won it. Anthony Van Dyke is another win in the Derby for Ballydor. A Ballydor bonanza. Real close for the miners. Japan out wide of Broom.
As it turns out, the home of the Derby racecourse is in Epsom, right outside London, while I was heading here, 150 miles away. Ugh. It's a complete ignorance on my part, but I regrouped and ended up following the trail of Florence Nightingale. We'll hear a bit more about Nurse Nightingale's connection with Derby later on. Once you got out of the Derby train station, you'll find the nearby Florence Nightingale Community Hospital. This name remains current because during the pandemic, temporary Nightingale hospitals and hubs have been set up across the country. Surprisingly, when I typed Derby Nightingale on Google, 99% of the search results were advertisements on this huge multi-million property development called the Nightingale Quarter. This is what it looks like now. It is bang in the middle of two main roads, several roundabouts, and non-stop traffic. Right at the junction on London Road, there stood the Florence Nightingale statue, the lady with the lamp. Well, it's fair to say that this is not gonna be my dream home. Now back to the trail.
she was born in Lee. Oh no, she wasn't born in Lee. She was born elsewhere, but she grew up in Lee, which is in Derbyshire, which is why we've had the centenary. It was supposed to be in 2020, but of course, and we were shut for a year, so we were just about to open it. So we decided to keep it and have it on display this year instead. But yeah.
So what is this branding Nightingale? Because in London, when COVID first hit, you have all the Nightingale.
She's very famous, and she's sort of. Before that, there weren't nurses, were there?
No.
The wounded were basically left to their own devices almost. You know, the doctors would cut their legs off in the wars and just, you know, off you go. And
you survived,
you know. And it was, you know, she came in and did about. She was very hot on cleanliness, hygiene, which they'd never had before, and she saved lots of lives.
From the Crimean War, that's when she came in.
So it's quite
it's as Mel says, it's the cleanliness and the organisation.
She was the first nurse, if you know what I mean, first person to nurse people and think of their well-being after the operation.
Is there a trust, for example, that all the Nightingale trademarks and all the hospitals that were named after her, all the now properties that were named after her?
I don't know if there's a trust. I think they get money out. Decided to call it Nightingale Hospital because she is so iconic.
Like
you know, she's an iconic person over here. You know, that changed nursing and you know. Medicine quite considerably. So
it's quite
I think that's why they called it the Nightingale Hospitals. Because everybody knows Nightingale.
I was born in the Nightingale. I fell up to the window.
I used to work with someone called David Nightingale.
Could have been. Could have been a relative. You never know.
What is this thing about the owl?
Oh, she had a pet owl. She had a pet owl.
Interesting. That's great. Thank you so much. I hope the exhibition and this celebration goes well.
Oh, thank you.
I'll keep an eye on the online version.
Yes, I think it's probably, we've gone past it really. We just decided to keep it up. It would have been 2020, which is really strange because she was all about germs and...
I know, I looked at the Vaccination Act.
I know, it's just bizarre, isn't it? So, and that's what shut us. So nobody could see it.
Infectious disease.
Because it was not long before that they actually discovered. Because prior to that, they didn't actually know that these tiny little things caused a lot of disease. They thought was actually miasma, which was just in the air. You know, which obviously certain diseases are. But for the infections that you got in wounds and stuff, it was dirt. So they discovered that was the case.
I know, it's a bit ironic when you see the washing of hands and and vaccination and all that.
If we had been able to open, it would have been perfect timing.
One of the activities.
That's it.
Thank you so much.
Pop in again if you're around.
Fantastic. Great. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye.
Here comes the sun, doo-doo-doo-doo. Here comes the sun, and I say it's alright. Little darling, it's been a long, cold, lonely winter. Little darling, it feels like years since it's been here. Here comes the sun. Here comes the sun, and I say it's
I hope you've enjoyed this little video of Florence Nightingale, who's done so much more than being just a nurse. What she brought was bold changes and hope for people, even now, to see better days.